Let's get fucked up. Give me a cup, I'll take the throw up. Alcohol, my only friend. Look at my lips, cause I got the craving. Saturday night, and I've been saving my appetite for alcohol. Give my motherfucking peeps a call. Where can we do this?
Hello, trash talkers. That is Let's Get Fucked Up by Start Trouble. Shout out to Richie G. What is up, man? Trash Talk Sports.
Welcome to the greatest single sports talk show you have never heard of. Trash Talk Sports, episode 34. Post Tom Brady Super Bowl. Ellis, how boring of a game was this?
The man doesn't sweat. I don't understand it. Tom Brady does not sweat. I think it's the hair.
It's because he's in such good shape from not eating strawberries. He doesn't have any sugar in it.
Yeah, that's a good move. Go keto. Yo, veggies and whole cut meats, good stuff. Don't eat that processed stuff, y'all.
You know, I do think that any picture that is out there of Tom Brady sweating is from water.
Yeah, right.
I'm Googling it, and there's just not many. I mean, there's after games. What is
we
this?
didn't see the kiss though this year. There was no kiss this year, so it made it less homophobic, right?
No, he kissed Robert Kraft. You didn't see that? Big smooch with Robert Kraft.
Yo, maybe Belichick's a homo. Yo, shout out gay people who can coach and play, I guess. Why not?
Maybe that's the secret to a dynasty.
Maybe.
But
did you see that Fire Festival stuff?
No.
No, you gotta check it out on Netflix. It was an entire festival. This one dude made up, spent $35 million of people's shit to get a bunch of people to come down to Bermuda, and there was no festival.
Yeah, I actually heard about that. Yeah, I heard it's something else. That's a con. That's a con act. The festival bubble. That's something else. But listen, Tom Brady, Bill Belichick, Robert Kraft, 6 Super Bowls. I absolutely despise New England fans. You are the luckiest people and humans on the face of this planet with how many championships you guys have experienced in the last 15 years even. Just 15. It's ridiculous, Ellis. I don't believe it. I was not concerned one part of that game. I was like, we've seen this 100 times. Brady's down or tied. Fourth quarter, under 4 minutes. He has the ball. I got ice cream. I got ice cream and my whipped cream, and I sat down, and Tom Brady just started that drive. And when the time he scored a touchdown, my ice cream was over. And I just was just like, yeah, I timed that out perfectly. I've seen this before. I know this show ends.
I've seen this show before. Yeah, man. I mean, there's just nothing new. Classic. Tom gets his 6th one. Why would he stop now? Patriots dynasty continues.
Early Super Bowl picks. Who's going back?
I want to pick Drew Brees bad, but I think Jared Goff might go back again, man. Or I said it this year. I'm going to say it again.
Redskins.
If the Minnesota Vikings can get an offensive line around them, the Vikings could go. If not, Kirk will screw it up again, and he's overrated.
All right, what about the AFC?
Dude, nobody can beat the fucking Patriots.
There it is.
I don't even have to think about it. It's just there's the Patriots. Maybe the Colts can make a run for it.
Maybe the Ravens. maybe, but you're not beating New England. You're not beating the Patriots
The Chiefs are
in
probably
December.
Chiefs
Period.
are probably your best chance at this point. We'll see. Lots of people to see in the NFL next year. Lots of people to get hurt from the NFL this year. You know, anything can happen. Tom Brady can break his neck, all I know.
And breaking news, Ellis. Kareem Hunt got picked up by the Cleveland
By the
Browns.
Browns. I saw that. So he was already in the pound. Now he's literally going to play at the dog pound. I think this could be a big move for the Browns. I think Kareem Hunt is a fucker and needs to treat women with respect. But that said, he's really fast. And he's also from, you know where? Toledo. That's where he went to college. So he's already got the fan base there. So I think this could be a big move for the Browns if he turns out and if Baker keeps producing, which they go? They go 8-7-1 or 7-7?
7-8-1.
7-8-1. They almost had it, but new face, new feelings of the Browns going into the future. What do you think, Richie G?
All right, so for the Super Bowl, we'll start with that question. Knock out the easy one. Patriots go back to the Super Bowl. What else is going? Don't really care about the NFC.
The NFC is the question.
Maybe Patrick Mahomes can put up a fight, but I don't know. This is Bill Belichick. Just enjoy it. Enjoy it while it lasts. In the NFC,
I want Philip Rivers to finally get one, man.
I mean, guys, I would love to see. All right, let me finish my Super Bowl and we'll go to that topic.
Yeah, go ahead.
NFC, I want to say this. Look out for Carson Wentz and the Philadelphia Eagles.
That's disgusting. All right, I'm going to stop you right there. Carson Wentz is done. I said at the beginning of this season, Nick Foles is the best quarterback on that football team. I still believe for this upcoming season, Nick Foles is the best quarterback on that team. Carson Wentz has already shown himself to be injury prone, and you just didn't see that same pizzazz you saw last year. So I am not on the Carson train, man.
I would love to say that the Saints are going to go to the Super Bowl, but I think they're jinxed. I think there's some voodoo amongst them because how you end your season like they have the past two times, you can't script that. You can't make that. It is ridiculous.
Actually, you could script it. Hashtag the refs are paid. No, I'm not saying that.
And, it could be a rematch. Very well could be. But I think.
Or here's one that maybe we're not remembering is the Chicago Bears.
No, Mitchell Trubisky is never winning a Super Bowl. Or could Mitchell Trubisky be the next Joe Flacco? Wow, that's a thought.
I mean, you give a stoinked field goal, like that's a whole new NFC championship.
That is. But I'm just gonna say it's gonna be a repeat. I think the Rams are going back, and the Pats. One of those two is bound to be right.
I think the Patriots are going to play the.
Well, he thinks. People.
Football's done. Yo, what do you think about Kareem Hunt?
I like the Cleveland Browns. They're being aggressive. They're picking up some players, taking risks. What do they have to lose? It's like I think that's what they're at this point. It's like, you know what? Who cares? Like he's a good football player.
We're only here so the other teams get wins.
Yeah. This team, I don't think it matters. I think Kareem Hunt will stay.
Will RG3 play with him?
Yeah, it's a possibility. But I think Kareem Hunt will stay out of trouble. And, let's see what happens. I think they push for a playoff spot next year. But we'll see. They got a new coach, so that'll be interesting. See how that works out. Cleveland is the only team to hire within and not hire a 30-some-year-old coach, Ellis. That's the thing.
I respect Cleveland, but this is a controversial pickup considering his domestic violence history and how much domestic violence is in the media and the liability I see associated with that. Yeah, the Rams are going to go.
Repeat.
I almost want to say the Falcons, but no.
All right, let's stay on football, Ellis. One of the last few topics. The crazy coaching carousel going on this season. We talked about Cleveland with a new coach. They fired Hugh Jackson. Didn't think that was possible. They picked up Freddie Kitchens, and that would be an interesting pick. The Jets picked up Adam Gase, had one of the weirdest interviews of all time. He looked like an alien. He looked like he was possessed. I was kind of scared. The Broncos picked Vic Fangino. No idea who that guy is. The Bengals hired Zach Taylor. They fired Marvin Lewis. They repeat, they fired Marvin Lewis. Zach Taylor was the Rams quarterback coach this past year. Obviously, they went to the Super Bowl. Let's see. Dolphins haven't picked one. The Packers hired the Tennessee Titans offensive coordinator, Matt LaFleur. Big pickup. The Cardinals hired Cliff Kingsbury, who is bound for University of Southern California. And the Buccaneers picked up Bruce Arians. Ellis, there's a trend here. Are you noticing this?
Well, talk to me, bro.
There's a trend of these young coaches just getting picked up with no really experience. Cliff Kingsbury, sure, he was a head coach at Texas Tech, another Big 12 team. He didn't really do that well. I think everyone's giving him praise because he was the head coach that brought Patrick Mahomes out of college and taught him some good skills. Matt LaFleur has been an offensive coordinator. He was this past season for the Titans, a young guy. But these guys their thing is they're young and they're big offensive guys. They're big quarterback guys. That's kind of what the league is becoming. And these kind of guys, I think, are going to get more opportunities than your average Joe. And the Bengals hiring Zach Taylor, who's the Rams quarterback coach. Never even a coordinator. He was a quarterback coach getting this opportunity.
Well,
so I don't know.
People really want to see that. I think that says two things.
Buckets.
People want to put their money in in a younger, more energetic league, or you know what else I see? I want to know how much of the role the GMs are playing in the actual team management. Because how many of these coaches are puppets? I don't know. Because what does a head coach do nowadays, anyways? All the plays are called by your offensive and defensive coordinators. The head coach is just your game time management decision maker. And I feel like depending on how much your general managers, i.e. Bruce Allen of the Washington Redskins, fuck that guy. The amount of influence the GM has on your team can very much influence on the type of coach you have in the head spot. Yeah, but it does look like a more energetically. Maybe people are trying to see young ideas, young talent. I don't really agree with it. For coaching, I take age and experience, but people are trying to let people step up more, I guess. New league. Let's get buckets.
Buckets. Exactly. It's all about points. I think the defenses will start to change soon. We'll get into that later. That's a whole other.
You might go away, man. Defense altogether might just collapse.
It'll just become flag football essentially. But
yeah,
speaking of points, Ellis, there's another football league playing, which is the Alliance of American Football. Okay, this is kind of they're not trying to take over the NFL. They're trying to be a minor league system to the NFL. Okay,
transition.
And they just started this weekend. Pretty good first weekend out. Good ratings, better ratings than some NBA games, such as the Oklahoma City Thunder versus Houston Rockets. So that was impressive. But one thing that this league does that I like, Ellis, and I hope kind of pushes the NFL to think this way, is removing the 2 point for touchdowns. What are you doing over there?
I'm just changing my volume. You're changing the extra point. It's just automatically included, right? Touchdowns are 7.
No, you have to go for a certain distance. 5 yards and out.
You have to go for. You
1
have
point.
to go for 2.
Yeah, 10 yards and in is 2 points, and 15 yards and in is or 10 to 15, whatever, 15 and over. Crap, sorry, is like 3 points. So you have the option of, hey, do we want to go for 1, 2, or 3?
Yeah,
But it's
man.
not guaranteed.
Seems like a fad to me.
I like that.
Indoor was a fad, just like the original XFL was a fad, just like the new XFL will be a fad. High school, college, pros, stick to the rules.
So we got a purist, a football purist over here.
Well, I'm just saying, I think you already have your natural transition. I think you're going to see a lot of questions. I think eventually college players are going to start to get paid. And I think there's going to be certain caveats of, if they get paid, they're not allowed to get free tuition or whatever. But I think once the NCAA starts actually paying players, you're going to see a lot of these development leagues that the advantage to the players is to get paid initially, that there's going to be moot. And people just aren't going to care much, man. How much attention can they have?
TBD. I don't know. I honestly didn't watch one game.
Exactly. If I didn't keep up with this show, I wouldn't have known it existed.
I mean, NFL, I'm watching at least one game a week. Even if my team's on a bye, I'm watching at least one game. Maybe 3. Probably 5.
It's just that way to keep football going into the offseason. I don't know.
But it is what it is. So, on to the next one. The next winter sport we have.
Hockey.
Hockey. Okay, we can go with hockey. We're going to go with different sports here. But post All-Star break, what do you see, Ellis? What's who's looking hot? Who's looking promising? Going into the Stanley Cup run.
San Jose Sharks are hot. Running a 5-game heater. The best team in the league, the Tampa Bay Lightning, have been hot all year. They have not stopped being hot, I don't think. And Stamkos is pretty good. Watch out for them. Our beloved Capitals are second in the Metropolitan Division right now to the Islanders. Tavares has been tearing it up. See what I did there? That's it. Let's go Caps. They need to get their shit together. They've been slacking all year. I think they need to get. Now that we're getting into postseason, they need to start catching their drive, catch their stride, and get some good win streaks going.
Yeah, I think out of the West, the St. Louis Blues. I'm sorry, the St. Louis Blues, a team that's won 6 in a row, 7-1 in their last 10, got a top wild card spot. They're a team to watch out for. And another team in the West to kind of keep your eye on is the Colorado Avalanche. Only 4 points out of a wild card spot right now, but a very talented team that could make some noise in the playoffs. And out of the Eastern Conference, Pittsburgh it's kind of like where they like to sit, just chilling, got a playoff spot, but
right in the back of the pack.
Not really trying too hard. And you know who this Tampa Bay Lightning team reminds me of, Ellis?
Washington Capitals.
Yep. Yes, sir. Real good. Lots of goals during the regular season. But, hey, this doesn't mean shit. You got to just get to the playoffs. Then it's a whole different beast.
Yep. Whole new game.
But I think the biggest team to worry about in the East, I'll give you two. The New York Islanders with Barry Trotz, who are first in the Metropolitan Division.
Oh, yeah. Barry Trotz in that team.
Yeah, that's terrifying. And that's a good young team. I think they'll win maybe one series, but I think the New York Islanders are a team to watch out for in the future. And another team is the Toronto Maple Leafs. I would never want to go to Toronto in a playoff atmosphere, ever. If I'm the other team.
Yeah, I still think the Lightning are the team to beat. They're hot. I'm going to stick with the hot hand.
The Capitals, I'm not really a big fan of Reardon right now. Maybe he's got something brewing. They've come back hot after this All-Star break, but yeah, they need to get their away record up. They need to get their defense way fixed up, put together.
Because the only reason we're doing so well is because our offense is still up. So we have in the league pretty much the almost the most goals for. We're like number 1 in the East. We also, though, are like number 3 in the East on goals against.
Yeah,
so 192 goals for, 180 goals against. So like, our offense is keeping us up, but our defense needs to step up because that is just too much. Unacceptable.
Oh, absolutely. 100% agree. We need to get our defense. They just signed Copley to a 3-year deal worth a few million. Then you get Holtby and Copley. That's kind of funny. Then you get them working together, getting their shit together, and make sure they're ready because right now they're not making it past the second round.
No.
Not at all. But the boys have won. They won today. They got a big, about 2-week road trip up ahead of them. We'll see how that goes. If they come back victorious, I think they got a bright future ahead of them for the rest of the season.
All right. Basketball?
The absolute trade deadline madness. Ellis, this has been, to my mind, to my remembrance, which could be spotty at times, this may be the best trade deadline ever.
Yep.
My favorite trade so far
Toronto
is – what's that?
Toronto looking – were they going with – was Jeremy Lin going to Toronto?
What? I did not hear that. That'd be kind of wild.
Yeah. Lin Sanity is going to Toronto, man. He's finishing his buyout with the Hawks.
Wow.
So you talk about trade madness right there. That's one of the big ones. So I think that's a big move for Toronto going forward because, as we know, got to beat Steph and Co. So I'm going to tweet that right now. As we all know, got to beat Steph and Co.
I think my favorite trade was Porzingis to the Mavericks.
Oh.
Luka Doncic and Kristaps Porzingis on the same team. Mark Cuban loves these foreign players. He loves how they play basketball. He loves how they work together. That lineup, next year, Porzingis isn't going to play this year, but next year, the Dallas Mavericks are going to go to the Western Conference Finals. This team will be ridiculous. They get one more player.
What the hell?
They get one other player. Could arguably be the next dynasty. Kristaps and Luka, amazing.
Yeah, man. So, going to be seeing – what do you think is going on? So, who's playing good in the NBA, you think, right now, man? I mean, Anthony Davis wants out. We've seen that too, right?
I love how the Pelicans called the Los Angeles Lakers for tampering, however that works. And then they said, oh, yeah, we'll trade you Anthony Davis. But they never – it kind of was almost like a bluff. It was just like, yeah, whatever. Like, we just wanted to waste your time just to see what you would do and who you're willing to give away. I think the Pelicans organization is a lot smarter than people think it is. Yeah, and right. I think Anthony Davis is gone, but they got some big ideas and big brain action going on behind the Pelican doors.
I think what Anthony Davis did was kind of messed up, man. Like, he just straight up just stopped playing. Like, if I had a contract with my boss for 5 years and I just looked to him and said, you know what, I'm too good of an employee, I don't think I want to work here anymore. You can find a new company for me to play with. And you know what my boss would say? Fine, go home.
Yeah, go home. You're fired.
Yeah. Like, I think this man's, like, it's just unethical. Like, you know, I think how Anthony Davis did that was just very disrespectful. Like, even if you don't want to be on the Pelicans, even if you know you're not going to win this year, you got to finish what you started, bro. And, like, just having a temper tantrum and saying, I don't want to play anymore because this team sucks. It's just messed up, man. Like, you agreed to play for them. Own it. You're the face of this city and this franchise. What else do you want? Carry this team.
They took him out of the pump-up video, the pregame pump-up video.
He's gone.
After that, they're like, we don't want any part of this.
I'm with you. I respect the Pelicans. Like, you know what? Screw the NBA. They're trying to – this is how we get to these mega teams. The NBA is just stacking it for X, Y, and Z. And the Lakers are a money market, and that's why they want the Lakers to have a teammate to play with LeBron. I think you're right. I think the NBA is tampering with a bit too much.
I do like the Pelicans, like I said, the organization and their thought process and everything. I think it'll be tough the way these mega teams, going off what you said, the way these mega teams are kind of building up. You know, for example, Kyrie Irving.
I think Adam Silver is trying to finagle this stuff personally, man.
Yeah, I mean, it's. I think they do it for ratings. I think there's a lot behind the scenes. I mean, there's a whole conspiracy theory, but
you know,
I believe that certain teams win and certain areas win more so than others due to ratings and factors. And, you know, I mean, you don't. Yeah, granted, every once in a while there might be a Milwaukee Bucks or, you know, a small town team like the New Orleans Pelicans.
Maybe one time say the Washington Capitals.
Yeah, that was they're going to win more, so that's for sure.
That's true. But there's a small town market. Like, small town teams can't win multiple championships in a row.
No, it can't. Yeah, I mean, it's like a thing. It's like a spurt. You know, it's like a crazy happening. It's big money teams, big name teams, but it'll be interesting. Another trade, Ellis, that caught my eye: Markelle Fultz, the 2017 #1 overall pick, gets traded to Orlando. And the 76ers pick up Tobias Harris, making them a very dangerous offensive team in the East.
You think the Magic are a team to worry about, man?
No, I just think it's interesting that the 76ers got rid of Fultz. I think that's the big thing. I don't think the Magic are anything to worry about, but Fultz, I mean, he might go down as one of the biggest overall busts as a #1 pick ever.
No, that's Greg Oden.
At least Greg Oden played. I mean, this guy hasn't done anything. He's done shit for 2 years. I hope he's good. I mean, he's a great athlete, great player coming from the DMV area in DeMatha, but, you know, I don't know. I think there's something in his head right now that's holding him back from where he wants to be. He's a talented individual, but I think there's something else.
I think the NBA is trying to cater to LeBron a little too much. The man's not even winning a championship, and he owns the league.
Oh, he owns that league.
He looks at Adam Silver and he says, "You want me to make the ratings? Give me who I fucking want." He fucking skipped Magic Johnson in the Lakers box and went straight to Adam Silver and said, "You make this happen. You make this happen."
It's ridiculous.
We've been talking about it. I mean, we were saying for a while that like these players are taking pay cuts, but like, do you think that's what it is? Do you think it's the NBA really just like caught up in a lot of collusion? Or do you think like these players just recognize they gotta be like super like take a pay cut to win the rings?
I think
Because the investment for the NBA is like you could think of the rings you can make out of it. Like
here's the thing. We talked about this individual earlier. Tom Brady is never one of the highest paid quarterbacks. He's the best quarterback of all time, Ellis, and he's never been the highest paid player on his team even. Because he sacrifices money so his team, his organization
so we
can go get other players.
Him.
Yes. No one else is willing to do that. LeBron's not willing to do that. No one else. In a salary cap era, you have to do that to win. There will never be another person like Tom Brady because he doesn't care about – look, he has more money than any of us already, but he doesn't care.
He's the income.
This is a business, I understand, but
he makes
if you want to win – I said this earlier. LeBron doesn't want to win. He's done. He's got his money. He's in LA. Nah, he's good.
He's living the big life in Hollywood.
Yeah, he's good. LeBron he's good, man. He's good. But listen, I have to talk about this, Ellis. It's something that I think the world needs to know about if they don't already. A few weeks ago, there was a golf tournament. Where was it? In a European Tour event. It was the weekend of the Super Bowl. It was the Saudi International, okay? So, my favorite golfer in the world, Ellis, who's my favorite golfer in the world?
Tiger. Oh, no, it's the young guy. It's, his name, Sergio Garcia.
My favorite piece of shit golfer in the whole world, Sergio Garcia. Child, the most immature, the most spastic little baby man for a golfer I've ever seen in my life. This man, Ellis, he had a out of the bunker, so he was in the sand. Boom, little chip, beautiful. I would have loved it. I would have been like, that's a great shot for me. This man loses his shit. He starts swinging his club in the sand like a little kid who's mad because he didn't get to finish his sandcastle set, and his older brother came over and stomped it all. He was going berserk. And then he was just throwing sand everywhere like a little kid, just screaming, just screaming like a child. This is a grown-ass man on a professional golf course, and this is what you do, especially in a sport.
Get your shit together, Sergio.
And then he was DQ'd after that by something else. I don't really give a shit, but Sergio Garcia, you're pathetic. Like you have a child, and this is how you act. Really?
Yeah, trash talk
the league.
Sergio, you're fucking trash. Trash talk of the week. Hey, Caroline.
Shout out to Lil G.
Subliminal messages.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is episode 34 of the greatest sports talk show you've never heard of.
I'm not done. I want to talk about the NCAA basketball real quick.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Because we're going to have a big episode coming up in a few weeks about it, and things are getting saucy, my friend. Because UVA has been hot. Hashtag my favorite choke artist. And Tennessee is still looking good, man. Duke with a big win the other day against UVA. But anything can happen. What do you think's up, man?
Ellis, I'll be short and to the point here. We live in an era of dynasties, do we not?
We do.
And within college basketball, there's a coach. Many cannot pronounce his name. Many more of those people cannot even spell his name.
I can't spell his name.
And he is the single-handedly, maybe he has two hands. I don't know. It looks like one. I can't tell. One might be a fake one. But he is the greatest coach of all time in basketball. The greatest. He has the 3 best freshmen in the country. Ellis, this team is ridiculous. Did you hear what RJ Barrett, probably arguably number 1 pick, definitely a top 5 pick next year in the NBA draft. After the UVA game, they beat UVA at UVA. For the second time this season, they beat UVA. Top 4 team in the country, number 1 seed in the tournament. And he said, we like to wear black at away games because it's the other team's funeral.
Oh.
Duke is winning the national championship. Blue Devils. That's all. Coach K.
Yo, I want to give a shout out to LSU basketball right now. They are playing pretty good right now. They're 19th in the nation. They're 19-4, and they're playing pretty good. Number 2 in rankings in the SEC, but number 3 in overall ranking in the SEC. But we'll see how they do when they start playing Tennessee and Kentucky. Shout out, go Tigers. Also, Airbnb, you're trash. My trash talk of the week, fix your fucking policies on cancellations and people ordering their hotels. It's not cool when you let people cancel 2 weeks in front of their fucking dates. Hashtag Airbnb, trash talk of the week. Fuck you. That's trash talk sports, ladies and gentlemen.
I want to give one last shout out, Ellis, before we go anywhere. And then I'm done. I promise I'm done. I promise. The Virginia Tech Hokies, my dearly beloved favorite university to root for, is ranked in the top 25 and has been for almost all season for basketball.
Mostly.
18-5. They've lost to Duke, UVA, North Carolina, Penn State, I think some other ACC teams. But, hey, listen, Louisville and Clemson, they just lost Clemson. Virginia Tech's got some good ballers. They got to play UVA, Duke, and Florida State, Notre Dame before the season's over.
ACC basketball, man.
SEC hoops, the SEC of football.
ACC basketball, man. Never count it out.
All right, Ellis, any final thoughts?
Go Tigers.
Go Tigers. This is episode 34 of the greatest show you've never heard of. Peace.